Hello everyone, Death Stimulator here, bringing you some more Naval Action. Today we're going out in the Bellona again. We're up against another Bellona and we're joined by a surprise. Could be a bit of a tough matchup. We do have luck on our side. We have the smaller ship, and in an even matchup, having a little bit of assistance can be greatly beneficial. One thing I have to be careful of is making sure that our ally can keep pace with us, we don't leave them behind, and they're not at any great disadvantage. Ah, that's cool. Well, if you are watching again, Snow Monkey, hello. Yes, alright. So, I've got a little bit of lag, more so than usual anyway. Normally I'm in around the 250 to 300, going up to the 350 here. Hopefully that'll settle down a bit. Not, once again, it's one of those situations where the lag hasn't had a terrible impact. It's very rare that I even find it having a great effect in the games that I'm playing, which is great. Shows that however they've set it up, they've got a good set of net coding behind it at least, or so it seems. Alright, so we're going to go in for a fairly standard approach. We'll pass him by, and we'll ideally get our shots off. We'll probably do an even exchange, and then we'll loop out to our port side, our left, and take another series of shots off. Hopefully, as long as we can tack correctly, we should end up fairly close to his stern. I want to hold off actually on turning too much to my starboard side. I'm happy to let him pass on the further. It will give him a little bit of an advantage. However, we'll see how this goes. Alright, so yeah, he's chosen to pass me on my port side, which is good. Well, I feel it's good anyway. We'll see how it turns out. Wobbly, we first wobbly quite a bit. He's certainly a good player. Alright, well we'll wait and see, but it does look like we actually got a little bit of an advantage there. Not 100% sure of that, but yeah, we took less damage than him, so not too sure. Actually, speaking about issues related to lag and that sort of thing, I do hope that I'm not actually getting any great advantage from it. It is entirely possible that my lag actually assists me in terms of enemy ships' timings. And while there's not much I can do about that, and to be honest, I play this game for fun and I enjoy it immensely, it's certainly not something that I'd feel great about if I was having the advantage just simply due to my latency. Alright. That is a nice turn against the wind, getting good speed there. I can honestly say I would not be confident pulling off such a turn. Hopefully though we'll get raking shots on the rear ship and it'll pay off. the rear section of their ship, rather. A little bit more lag kicking up there. Unfortunately, there may be some slight issues with stuttering of the video, just due to the high level of latency that we're getting occasionally. It's just spiking up. My apologies, and hopefully it'll settle down a little bit in the next few minutes. As much as I don't really want him to have the wind against me, as long as we're careful with our timings and we don't expose the stern of our ship and thus our rudder, I feel like it should be good. Right, I'm just waiting for him to expose his starboard side. Hopefully get a decent set of shots off. Sadly, we've put ourselves in a very poor position. Got away relatively scot-free, to be honest. We were very lucky there. Alright, I feel we've also been helped out fairly significantly by our starting position. We had a very strong starting position there. And also we've got a little bit of a speed advantage over them because of the snow shots. I really hope we don't collide. It would be rather silly. Good strong exchange of fire there. We'll see if we can get ourselves out of this bind and get upwind. We'll build up a little bit of speed at least so we can do a decent turn. Sitting at 2 knots in a ship this size is not a pleasant situation to be in. Fortunately we hadn't gone too far, so we were able to swing back round fairly rapidly. Can I readjust my sails a little bit to get some shots up? It's very vexing. I still just cannot wingate to save my life, unfortunately. making sure that we don't run into our ally here. Alright, this will be a bit risky. However, I'm fairly confident we can pull off a reasonably timed turn here. We've also got the advantage that we've been able to keep our crew sailing. That was a bit short. Whereas the other Bellona at this stage has probably got their crew on repair. Alright, so they'll build up a bit of speed and we should be able to cut across their tail and do a little bit of damage. However, I want to make sure I've got a bit of momentum first, so I want to bring myself around to a decent Cree level. Oh, they're shooting the poor Snow. Surprise. I cannot even see. All right. All in all, fairly solid match. We had a lot of help, especially from our surprise. It's always hard going up against two ships, regardless of their class. And we had a lot of advantages this map as well. I believe, like, we kind of got the wind to start with. Still, we're kind of at the stage where it is still dangerous, do not get me wrong, but particularly with the fact that we've got our crew doing what we want them to, it's a huge advantage. Alright, I'm going to have to stay on this angle because I don't want to risk running into our surprise or the enemy ship. And for the moment I'll put our crew on gunnery just to make sure that we're not really wasting it, as we're not going to be doing a lot of manoeuvring over the next few minutes. Oh, a bit high. A little worried about how close I'm getting to that surprise. I need to be more careful. I didn't give them too many options. Fortunately, they made the best of them. It's one of those annoying things about having a ship my size, kind of getting in your way. You're often put between a rock and a hard place, and if you want to take decent shots, you have to risk getting a bit closer than you'd like. At least that's how I felt when I was doing more of the piloting in the smaller ships. I'm not sure if we had a wind change or if I just missed the fact that we were turning more than I thought. Need to get ourselves spun around, so I'm going to put our crew back onto sails, see if we can position these a little bit better. Probably not. We do want to have our sails at full, so our turn's a little bit quicker. Oops. Did not mean to fire off there. Gonna put our crew on survival, see if we can get rid of some of these leaks, some of these minor leaks. All in all, probably the first game where I felt really happy with our play of the Bellona. I mean, we're not great in terms of how we pilot the ships or how we handle them, but for myself, anyway, I've been fairly disappointed with my Bellona play, even compared to my normal standard of play. So this game, we've had a lot of things go in our favour, but also just in terms of handling the ship, I feel I haven't made a complete arse of it for once. Not to say that any losses that I've had were not completely and utterly legitimate losses, and that it was not meant to be a reflection on my opponent's skill, more on just my own skill in terms of how I actually handle the vessel and whether or not I'm competent at it. And I haven't felt competent the last couple of times I've taken the Bellona out, but then we've only had less than a dozen games in it. It's a ship that I want to play more, and it's a ship that will hopefully be playing for quite a while. We have to play it for quite a while if we want to unlock any of the higher tier ships. I believe it's Victory next in the Santissima. That would be quite a fun ship. Ridiculous. I mean, a floating skyscraper. They're an impressive vessel, to say the least. An utter nightmare to verse, of course. So not much going in this closing section. Wobbly is in very dangerous condition at this point. They're recovering quite nicely. I don't want to turn off, I just want to stay on them until I can get a reasonable shot. Like, we could turn and probably get a few shots and then they'll put distance between us. For the moment, I'd just rather not lose distance on them. I also want to pass them on their starboard side if I can, so that way we can swing round with the wind and take shots off with our own starboard side. So we hit them with our port side, then we hit them with our starboard side, as we're going to try now. Should not have slowed down quite as much as I did. And here we see Wobbly completely outsailing us. Right there, we're just going to have to pass him and take our medicine. 2 full broadsides against what's probably going to be 1.5. We might be able to get a second one off against him here, but that was a very, very nice maneuver. We're going to hold off using our repair pretty much for as long as possible. Just focusing on guns for the moment. After the next barrage, we'll switch on to repairs. Actually, we may not be able to hold guns. We may have to go to survival now because we're taking on water rapidly. Actually, I'm going to switch up a repair just because honestly we can't afford to take a full hit of damage that could sink us rapidly. I must admit, one of the strange things about the game is having your armor recovery replace your cannon, so you suddenly have a fully loaded cannon where you did not have one before. It does throw you a little bit at times. I'm going to see if we can put a bit of distance between us, try and reduce the damage that Wobbly is going to do to us here. Just have to be careful that we don't run into our ally. You should be fine. Unfortunately, Wobbly was on their last legs there. And there they go. Well, rough match. As usual, it's been Death Stimulator. Thanks very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, let us know. And please consider liking, commenting, favouriting or subscribing, as your support does mean the world to me. And I'll see you all next time.